So are we about to witness a massive Tesla stock bull run, or is it too early to say so? Now in this video I want to go ahead and touch on what we're currently seeing with Tesla stock, as well as touch on a couple of things going on in the broader markets and what are some things that we should be mindful of going forward. Now today indeed we did see a green day for Tesla stock, and a lot of the Tesla super uber bulls will tell you guys that this is the beginning of a bull run, but I still need to wait for confirmation, and I want to go ahead and touch on a couple of things that recently happened, as well as why I don't necessarily believe that the bull run is about to start. Now, that doesn't mean that the bull run isn't coming. I just don't think it's about to happen yet. Now, when we go ahead and take a look at a 5-minute time frame, yes, we did have a green day for Tesla, but it's honestly relatively flat from the after hours of the previous trading session. Now, if you're wondering why did Tesla stock push up in the last trading session in the after hours, then I recommend you guys check out my recent video where I highlighted what was going on with Elon Musk's recent tweet about robo-taxis unveiling and kind of my perspective on that. So definitely take a look into that. But honestly, the whole gist of that video was that we are having some hype, so to say, or some optimistic kind of views start to pour into Tesla, but that doesn't necessarily really make me want to go ahead and pour capital into Tesla. And again, you guys are able to do whatever you see value in. Just because I personally am not adding into my long-term portfolio for Tesla just yet doesn't mean that you guys don't have to. I often get a lot of comments of individuals almost upset of what I'm doing with my long-term portfolio. I want to kind of remind everyone I'm doing just fine. I talked about Tesla stock pretty much being overextended here, and while everyone was trying to buy Tesla stock, we've been, pretty much buying into other positions. Gold just hit another all-time high. We talked about gold within the Push and Profit private group long before it started breaking out. Same thing with another idea, which was XOM. This was actually in the trade idea, swing trade idea, so it wasn't in the long-term portfolio. But that recently hit new highs. A long-term play that we did prior before its breakout was NVIDIA. So please do not worry about what I'm doing with my long-term portfolio. We're doing very great over here. I just don't see the idea of adding capital in just yet for Tesla really the best move for my portfolio. But again, you guys could do whatever you see value in. Now, the reason I say that is because I like to wait for the confirmation. And right now, I'm waiting to see if Tesla breaks above 200. And the reason I say that is because although we are having some hype kind of go into Tesla stock with the recent tweet from Elon Musk, it still doesn't mean much to me. There's not much substance in that tweet, especially because, it really wasn't clear of what's actually going to take place. If you guys want to see what I mean, check out my last video. But also, we're entering in this area where there's a lot of volume relative to price for Tesla. And we've seen that when there's a lot of volume relative to price, not only with Tesla stock, but any stock, right? There's a lot of exchanging between the buyers and the sellers. And so we see that kind of consolidation. It wouldn't be until we break out where we have that volume pocket where we start to see moves come in. And I get people say, Justin, but you're going to miss out on the bottom. And it's funny because ironically, those are the same people who are telling me that I'm timing the market, when in reality, they're the ones trying to time the market. And you see what happens to those people when they keep saying, oh, it's the bottom. It's absolutely, it's the bottom. Go ahead and buy. 180, that's the absolute bottom. Go ahead and buy. It's funny. Those are the individuals who are actually timing the market, but get upset at me when I say, I want to go ahead and wait. And they call me out by saying, Justin, you're timing the market. No, right? At the end of the day, even if you're long-term investing, you still want to be prudent with your capital. You don't want to just throw it into the abyss of something that's going down. Yeah, do you want to buy things when they're on sale? Absolutely. But just because something's going down doesn't mean it can't go down even further. And so that's why I want to wait for confirmation. I know someone's going to say, oh, well, if you wait for Tesla to hit 200 now, well, you're missing out on Tesla, on this like 16% gain. That's fine, right? That's fine. I don't mind on missing Tesla on this 16% gain, especially if I'm just waiting for confirmation of an uptrend, because I still believe that although it is possible for Tesla to start going up and actually, break that, area where there's a lot of volume relative price and start pushing upwards, there's still that also same potential of Tesla falling down to 180 and 50 around over here. And so there's no certainty. No one knows exactly what's going to take place. And if anyone tells you so, then you should absolutely run, right? There's no crystal ball. Yes, I joke on the channel and people comment, "Oh, Justin, where's the next answer? The crystal ball." I don't have it myself, so just understand that's just a joke. We talked about Tesla being overextended over here. People thought I was crazy. Been saying this for a while. There's no need to kind of say that again. But I want to go ahead and talk about what is going to be a main driver for the broader markets, which is also going to be a main mover for Tesla. As we know, Tesla is a high beta stock, and so when we see large moves in the broader market, well, we also tend to see Tesla have a large move as well. Although right now it's been like the inverse. The market has been going up, Tesla has been going down, but we know that there is a main event taking place. And so what do I mean by this? Well, first of all, before we even talk about that main event, we didn't see a huge move for Tesla. Again, it was a relatively flat day in comparison to the highs of the after hours from the last trading session. But if you take a look at SPY, it was also a day of consolidation, right? There wasn't really much action taking place, and you might be wondering, well, why, right? Why is the market not pushing up? I thought everything's good. Well, the thing is, a lot of market participants are waiting on for some oncoming economic data. And so that data that everyone's waiting for is, of course, the CPI report, right? This is a relatively slow Monday. We didn't have much going on for today. And then tomorrow is going to be a slow day as well. However, Wednesday is when we have a lot of action taking place. Not only do we get the FOMC meeting minutes, but we also get the CPI report. And we know that the market has been highly sensitive of pretty much where inflation is, because the idea is we want to have a better gauge on what the Federal Reserve is going to do in regards to monetary policy. And this is why I think I have a very unique approach when it comes to looking at Tesla stock, because I'm not just looking at what tweets Elon Musk is saying. I'm tying it in with what the broader markets are looking into in regards to fiscal policy, monetary policy, alternative data, as well as just other data as well, right? I try to synthesize multiple data points as well as the fundamentals. Now, of course, deliveries weren't great for Tesla. We talked about that the other day, and that's what caused Tesla stock to fall down pretty low recently. But it's starting to hop back, and I did say that we are getting some hype. I'm not quite sure if that hype, because of that tweet from Elon Musk, is going to sustain itself, but we'll definitely see. Now, I do have my alert. You see this little bell notification right over here. I should probably adjust it to 200. But that's just my notification to let me know, hey, look, the uptrend for Tesla is here, and I'll be more than happy to add into my long-term portfolio. We also have another event taking place this week. It's not necessarily economic data, but we also have a lot of earnings taking place, and particularly we kick off earnings week with the pretty much the financials, the banks, the large banks, right? We have JP Morgan Chase, the largest financial institution in terms of assets under management. We have Wells Fargo, I believe that's fourth. We have BlackRock, we have Citi, and then of course we start to get more bank earnings. Banks typically kind of kick off the earnings season, and so we are entering into earnings season, and we are going to have an update on Tesla when they release their fundamentals. Of course, I'm not someone that just likes looking at the squiggly lines, right? That's kind of ridiculous and basilic in my opinion. I think you want to actually look at how the actual business is doing before you actually put any capital in as well, or at least understand what the business is doing. You have a lot of individuals, oftentimes they put capital into stocks that they don't even know what they do, right? They're not even looking at the financial statements. It kind of blows my mind, right? If you're not going to even do that, then please just only put your money in the broader index, because at least, if you put your money in the S&P 500, there's some criteria for stocks to be in the S&P 500, right? But a lot of people, they do stock picking, yet they don't even know the stocks that they're picking, which blows my mind. But this is not the video for that. That's a different time, right? So we definitely have a lot going on. I know I've been seen as a big bad guy for Tesla. There's other people out there. There's always Tesla fanatics. I just found a new one today, the Tesla Ho. I'm not making this up, by the way, guys. Honest owner experience. And I know, her bio, or whatever you want to call this area of X, says not financial advice expert. Ironically, a lot of people probably are listening to her, right? They probably listen to people like her saying this is the best time, Tesla's going to 10x. And by all means, if that's where you get your news and updates on Tesla and what their stock is doing, then yeah, by all means, continue doing so. Whatever. It's not my boat. I don't even have the right saying for that. But let's go ahead and talk about a couple of things, like the fact that Cathie Wood, who's recently been buying millions of dollars worth of Tesla, honestly didn't add more into her Tesla position recently. If you look, she bought a lot of other names, but there's no sign of her buying Tesla for today in today's trading session, which is interesting because usually when Kathy Wood is extremely bullish about Tesla, she'll continue buying, buying, buying. But it honestly seems like she's not confident that the bull run is taking place as well. Again, I'm not a big fan of just following whatever Kathy Wood does because, again, Kathy Wood hasn't been the greatest market participant, so to say, in a while, right? Yes, she got it right during the pandemic, but a lot of the companies that she held were only great during the pandemic and has suffered massively. I think her only really good bet was Tesla because I do believe Tesla is still a great long-term play. I think people get that mixed up when I make these videos. I still think that it's a great company. We also heard Elon Musk in the recent X Live space. It's kind of difficult for me to say X. I always default to Twitter, but X Live space talking about the idea of bringing electric boats and electric planes into the mix in the near future. And so that kind of, sparked some optimism, but again, nothing of much substance. But yeah, we're pretty much seeing not even Kathy Wood too confident at these levels. I think a lot of market participants that are savvy are pretty much waiting to see what exactly takes place. Are we in the beginning of a bull run? Maybe. But again, a lot of people are waiting to see what takes place for this week. But that pretty much it. Yeah, I'm sorry, tongue twisting. That pretty much, or messing up my speech. That's pretty much it. That wraps it up for this video. No need to make it any much more longer. If you found any value in this video, please make sure to subscribe. And I'll see you guys on this next video right over here. Take care, guys.